What's up, everybody? 300 in the house. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone doing okay. Um, okay, the link is up there. If anybody want to jump in the box, you know what to do. So, hey, what's up, Daniel? Good to see you. So I got the link here. Let me bring this up so we can go through this together. Um, There you go. Okay. And it says here, let me see, can you guys see that? Yeah. 2023 layoff tracker, the latest on which companies have announced job cuts. So people get ready for it because it is coming. So it says here, let's go through this.
Cove is affordable. No contract, no hidden fees, and no salesman. Sorry, Chad.
Your house could be in serious danger. Protect your children. They're your most precious asset.
Go to covesmart.com today and protect what matters most.
It seems like every day brings another round of layoff announcements, especially in tech. Amazon, Meta, Twitter, Salesforce, Lyft, all among the companies cutting jobs. Media companies are laying off workers too. Even consumer giants like Walmart and Pepsi are reportedly trimming staff. At the same time, the overall job market, though, is in desperate need of workers. There are more than 10 million job openings in the United States, about 3 million more than before the pandemic. Weekly unemployment claims are low and hiring remains robust. So what's really going on in the job market? High-profile headlines about tech layoffs don't tell the whole story. The industry hired aggressively during the pandemic, and now it's scaling back.
It's important to note that tech is a very small percentage, 2% of the overall labor market. So tech is not a bellwether for the real economy or for the labor market.
Other sectors like leisure and hospitality and healthcare are much bigger, and they're still adding jobs. Those companies want to hang on to their workers, not fire them. The question now is whether the job market can stay strong. The Federal Reserve is raising interest rates to slow the economy as it tries to fight inflation. And the Fed chief himself admits that's going to cost jobs.
There will be some softening in labor market conditions. And I wish there were a completely painless way to restore price stability. There isn't. And this is the best we can do.
For Powell, slaying the inflation dragon is the priority, even if it means losing jobs. The Fed predicts the unemployment rate will rise to 4.6% by the end of the year.
So, okay. It says New York, Lyft, Whole Food, and Deloitte all recently announced layoffs affecting thousands of U.S. workers. They joined a growing list of companies cutting back on their workforce this year amid concerns about economic uncertainty, as well as they need to right-size after going on a hiring spree during the pandemic. The slew of widely publicized layoffs comes as the job market begins to slow following months of historic post-pandemic growth. U.S. employers added just 236,000 jobs in March, below expectations, and a sign that the Federal Reserve year-long rate hiking campaign to chill inflation is now also cooling the labor market. First-time claims for unemployment benefit rose to 245,000 for the week, ended April 15 above expectation of 240,000 according to data released Thursday by the Department of Labor. March shift in momentum indicates that could be changing. Around 89,703 layoffs were announced in March, a 15% gain from February, according to a report from global outplacement firm Challenger, Gray and Christmas. I don't know. Okay. So Tyson, April 2023, meet giant Tyson, who is laying off about 15% of senior leadership roles and 10% of corporate roles, according to an internal memo shared with CNN. That is one. The cuts come after Tyson announced layoffs nearly 1,700 workers in March. Let's see, 3M. I don't even know who that is. 3M manufacturing. Memo 3M announced significant layoffs as part of another major restructuring plan. The brand behind Post-it notes and Scotch tape said in a statement it would lay off 6,000 staff around the world. Those cuts are in addition to the 2,500 manufacturing roles the company eliminated in January. 3M also announced several mass layoffs in 2019 and 2020, but total headcount has been up and down over the past several years. The company said it anticipates it will save up to $900 million a year before taxes after the layoffs are complete. 3M argued that the cuts are intended to make 3M stronger, leaner, and more focused by simplifying its supply chain and reducing layers of management. Lyft. Rideshare company Lyft plans to significantly reduce its workforce. CEO David Risher or Risher told employees in another round of layoffs that reports said could affect hundreds of company staff members. The announcement followed Lyft move in November to cut 13% of its workforce, citing fear of looming recession. So every Lyft driver, pack your stuff, it's time to go. Whole Foods. Whole Foods is laying off an unspecified number of employees. The company confirmed to CNN headcount will be reduced by less than half of 1% of total employee focus exclusively on corporate roles. Deloitte, consulting giant Deloitte will lay off 1,200 employees. The Financial Times reported our U.S. businesses continue to experience strong client demand as growing select practice moderates. We are taking modest personal actions where necessary, the company's spokesperson told CNN. BuzzFeed, they cut on 15%, 180 employees. David's Bridal, they eliminated 9,236 positions. Walmart is laying off more than 2,000 workers at 5 U.S. warehouses that fulfill website orders in a move that came weeks after America's largest private employer warned into a tough year ahead. The retail giant is cutting more than 1,000 jobs in Texas, 600 jobs in Pennsylvania, 400 jobs in Florida, and 200 in New Jersey. So yeah, and McDonald's. Oh, look at McDonald's. McDonald's has 150,000 employees in the company-owned locations and offices globally, with 70% of those positions outside of the United States, according to the journal. Bed Bath & Beyond, Meta, they laid off 11,000 jobs. So as Disney, oh, we are not done yet. Oh, this is only half of it. Okay. Disney, 7,000 people. Agentur, 19,000 jobs. Amazon, 9,000 jobs. Amazon steps eliminated this year to around 27,000. Indeed, 2,200. So as you can see, I'm not gonna continue reading it because this is very long, but you get an idea, KPMG, Ericsson, NPR, New Corps, Yahoo, Zoom, Boeing, Dell, uh, Rivian, BDG, PayPal, and the list goes on and on. Hey, how you doing, Kelly?
Hey Pete, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
And
Okay,
not
well,
and
there's
not
a lot going
bad.
on.
How are
So,
you?
I couldn't hear you. Say that again.
I said, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just getting really angry, seeing what's going on. Uh,
I was gonna say, my son has had a really hard time trying to find a job here, right?
yeah.
And I was thinking that it was a thing with just where we're at, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then I started asking around, and my aunt was telling me how my cousin, who has a master's, right, can't get a job in her field. And it's a very broad field. So I don't, like, I mean, she could have so many different jobs under that umbrella. I think that's the wrong word I'm using. It's far and wide. Okay.
Right.
But I'm like, wow, I can't, I've never experienced working this hard to get any job, right?
Yeah.
Ever, ever. This is crazy, Pete. I mean,
I know. I know. And this is just the beginning. It's gonna get even worse. See, like this is what's going on. With this inflation, companies cannot afford. Their numbers are not right. So what happened is, they have to reduce. They have to go on a budget somewhere. You know,
yeah,
if it's inventory or if it's employees. So in this case, they cannot reduce on their product, but they have to reduce on their employees. So he cannot pay you $17 anymore. He has to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, but hey, there's the extra. Have a nice day. Here's your last check." And and then these bigger companies laying off more people, creating more unemployment, and some of these companies now these are big companies that you see here. Now if big company is going to do that, you can imagine what middle class business is going to do. They're going to do exactly the same thing, and that's going to um, affect the whole country. And we
oh,
will
I'm
more,
for sure.
you know.
Yeah, I'm. And the flip side, I'm like, okay, what I thought about going back to Uber, but the car that I would, you got to have a car within a certain amount of years, right? There's certain things you got to have insurance for everybody that's driving the car, like all these things. Well, even when I go and look at potentially getting a new car, they are so expensive.
Yeah,
It makes one to puke. So the whole concept of God forbid we go on another lockdown, I'm gonna go back to that is kind of
yeah,
shot out of the water too.
yeah.
Because
We are heading that direction, Kelly.
yeah, a car payment. You're
Yeah,
looking at a
people
grand.
don't believe that. The people don't believe that we're gonna go for another lockdown and mask mandate and all this stuff. It already started. I mean, South Texas shut down their schools. Kansas has shut down their schools. Pennsylvania has shut down their schools and colleges. So it is coming. I mean, don't be naive. Just open your eyes. You need to research, stay focused, and you're gonna see what's going on. I mean, it's getting worse and worse. And then on top of that, I was was looking into that, right? There
Mhm.
are people who are actually leaving the country. Over 9 million people uh, have already left. So more people are focusing on these because they can afford this type of living.
Dude, if I had the money, I would too. Like, when I
Yeah,
think about it, I mean, there's a few different places. If I could afford it, I would absolutely consider it. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah, I
So,
mean, things are it's gonna get real ugly. I mean, I think this can, I think that a lot of people who come on check these YouTube channels, they are expecting that it goes quicker and then nothing happens, or it's happening slowly. They're like, yeah, you full of shit. Nothing happened. Everything is gonna be okay and whatever. The storm don't come and knock at your door and says tomorrow at 6 p.m. come and rip off your roof or so.
well,
We don't know when it's gonna happen, but it is a fact that it's going to happen. I mean, a lot happened in 3 years. I can't even recognize this country anymore. That's how bad I see it. When I came to this country, it was completely something else. It was different. You do see a big change here.
yeah, and well, you might recognize more than me, you know, maybe
Why
because,
is that?
yeah, because I guess I've been here my whole life, and I can honestly say that I have not, I don't know any different. So maybe, I mean, not to say that I haven't seen any change, but we've been conditioned for so long and told the quote
Mhm.
unquote, fear mongering, right? Like
Right,
when what was it? When 1999 was switching over to 2000, it was like, "Oh, everything's going to shut down. Your computer's going to go off, blah 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 blah." None of that happened.
right.
It's like we've been spooked and throttled so many times that
Mhm.
it seems like, everyday business. You know what I mean?
Right. You know the story with the farmer and the wolf
The farmer and the what?
and the wolf.
No.
No? Okay. There's a farm. It's a very very old story. People from the Middle East know this story. There's a farmer. He starts screaming, "The wolf! The wolf! The wolf!" And everybody come and nothing happened. He start laughing. They go back. And uh, another time he does the same thing. The wolf, the wolf. The people come and nothing happened and he start laughing. And the third time, the wolf for real comes and kill all his sheep. And he screams, the wolf, the wolf, the wolf, and nobody came around.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah.
You get
It
it? Yeah.
Yeah, I get
It
it.
is kind of the same with the situation that we are in right now. We are warning people, but people come and say, nothing happened, and then, when they're supposed to be around and it's getting real ugly, they're not going to be here. So, but,
Well,
but the way I see it, I mean, China, even China is not doing great. They have their financial numbers are going down too. Their production is going down. Their stock market is going down. Their economy is going down. It is basically China is following America at this point, so they're not really doing that either. Even though they thought they would do better, but it seems like they are failing as well.
and I kind of, and the bad part is, I kind of was getting on my kid, like, you're bullshitting. Let me see, you know. And then
Mm,
I'm looking at all these applications submitted, right?
mm,
And it's not like he doesn't have a job history, right? He
mm,
has like 5 years at the school district. That's pretty extensive for being, 25, right? I mean, that's not bad.
Right.
5 years of being at the school, and you can't even get a job at Wendy's.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other part that trips me out is these companies are saying, well, we're training people and they won't stay. So then I get in my head like, okay, are they just getting tired of training people? Are they mad that people are quitting? Like, what is
Mm-hmm.
happening? And then I consult with somebody else, and they tell me, look, Kelly, everybody's hiring, but nobody's hiring at the same time.
Right.
And I'm
But I mean,
crazy.
you have to look at it this way too, Kelly. See that inflation is kicking in badly. Everything is getting more expensive, but your income is not going up that you can keep up with the inflation. So even if you have a job, you know, like a regular job, I say, I don't know, cashier or working at the gas station, Walmart or whatever, is not going to be enough uh, to survive. You know,
Yeah.
uh, and I think that is one of the reason why any individual would think, okay, what is the point for me working when I still cannot pay my rent and have food on the table? Because at this point, when you do have a job, you have to really think of, okay, is it going to be my rent or is it going to be my belly? Um, it's gonna be very. You have to make a choice here, and I just lost a neighbor, so he got kicked out. So I'm sure he was not able to pay his bills or whatever, and got
That's sad. I
kicked
remember you
out.
talking
So,
about
so
it.
yeah, and this will be not be the last eviction. I'm sure soon we're gonna see more evictions in this country. I don't know. I mean,
Well,
it all depends on your how powerful you are financially. If you can afford keeping up with this inflation, yeah, you're gonna survive a little bit longer. It's just like these bigger companies and these small business owners. Of course, the small business owner is gonna fail before a stronger company or a bigger business company.
that's not like I was helping my kid with like an LLC, right?
Hmm.
Like, okay, let's go this route. But you're talking 50 grand in overhead in the door.
Hmm.
And that's on the cheap end, you know? And it's like, who has 50 grand to just put up like that,
Right,
That's like impossible. I'll be, searching forever, if that makes sense,
right,
you know? So to be an entrepreneur, how?
right. I mean, I wanted to open a business, but I'm really scared, to be honest. That's a huge risk. I mean, a business is already a risk. Either you make it or you're not. But with this inflation and everything, I don't know if anybody should take a huge risk like that and open a business or so, because big companies are already falling apart. So you can imagine what would happen to a small company.
And we're not, let's say, like uh, in westernized culture, we are not conditioned to live amongst one another, right? um
Right,
how we see other people coming here and they got 6 to 10 people living in the same house. That is not something that we are even used to, right?
no, and I don't even think anybody is considering doing that either.
No, I don't think so either.
That's
I
the
think my
problem.
family wants to puke at the idea of
Right,
letting other family members move in. Like,
right.
that's not part of the plan by far.
Yeah, I have a friend, Kelly. I have a friend who lives in Los Angeles, and he lives with his wife and his two children in a store because they're trying to save money. You know? And I have even I have even known that even some Asian people they do the same thing. That's two rents at the same time. Paying rent for a house or an apartment and a store. That's a lot of money, you know. So
Yeah.
they're using it like that. So they stay in a bit. They split it, you know, like the back of the store. They probably open a room there and put some beds in the refrigerator and kitchen area or so, you know. But this is the way to go, you know. But I don't know. Yeah, like you said, people are not going to do it, you know. But at some point, you're not going to have other choice, you know.
No, you're not. And
But I think personally, that's just my opinion. You know, I think as long as you have the chance, you know, as long as you have the chance, you should really, you know, this oh, I'm a patriot and all this stuff, man. I don't have time for that. Uh, I need to have food on the table and a roof over my head. There's nobody gonna pay my bills, you know. So as long as I have the opportunity or the chance, I would really consider moving somewhere else because this is right now only in the U.S. that bad. In Europe and in Asia, in many other countries, yeah, there is inflation, but it is not as bad as it is here.
now, where did you say it had closed down their schools already? South Texas, was it?
South Texas, Kansas, and Pennsylvania.
South Texas, Kansas, and Pennsylvania have already closed down their schools due to kids being ill.
Yeah, um, Texas.
Wow.
Yes. Uh,
That's the first
so,
I'm not a big news guru though. It's not like I keep up in that regard. So I definitely didn't hear. And Texas, I would assume, would be the last place. But
right. Yeah, that's what I thought too. But um, here it says Houston School District decision to shut down one of the country largest district is turning school libraries into discipline rooms. Um, that means 28 schools, most of them serving student population that are either majority Black, majority Hispanic, Latino, or economically disadvantaged, will not have school libraries in the coming school year. But no, this is not the one that I was looking for. I saw
wow.
this. I had this somewhere. Let me see if I have it on my in my um, community page because I always drop those links over there when I find something or so. I always put it there so people can see it. You know. Um,
I just don't know how this country could afford it. I mean, look what Hawaii is a prime example, right? I
mm,
mean, we've barely done shit for them, which isn't shocking because I guess people from Katrina got treated like shit too.
right.
Um, but we're so damn willing to jump off the pier for Ukraine, you know?
Right. There you go. I found it. Yeah, see, Kentucky School District cancels classes less than 2 weeks into year due to COVID, flu, and strep outbreaks.
Jeez, man, that's crazy.
So, I mean,
I
all
didn't
the,
think we'd see it that fast. I thought it would go into like 2024, but
and it was like 3 or 4 months ago, Kelly, where I was reading about it, you know, but I've been knowing this about these viruses because I've been just digging into that, trying to find something, you know. and there was this these different kind of variants that they were talking about. And I said, yeah, one of them is gonna kick in. Not sure which one, but one of these viruses gonna mutate or do something or whatever, And then they found about anthrax and the Aries, and then BA 2.86 and XBB 1.5, you know. So I said, oh yeah, we're gonna have another lockdown coming, that's for sure. And then what happened? I was always right. And then I see an article, it says Kentucky and Kansas, or Kentucky and Pennsylvania and Texas have shut down schools. I'm like, oh, there you go.
Jeez, man.
So
Wow.
and they're gonna come with another one. I mean, this is what you really have to understand. You know, for 3 years, okay, and this is no joke. For 3 years they are staying strong after this and trying to force people to take this motherfucker, and people don't understand that this is no joke, man. They're not just gonna give up. They're gonna continue doing this till they achieve what they really want, and that's basically what they do want. They want everybody who's gonna be vaccinated, and do what we supposed to do. What they exactly say. They say stand up, you stand up. They say sit down, you sit down. That's basically what they want. And I think, I don't know if they are capable of doing this, but I have read something about federal something or so. I have to find the article. It says they are capable of forcing you, basically, in other words.
Well,
And
I think
I want to see what direction that's gonna head to, if that really happens.
I know that there's a lot of people working on the back end that are trying to keep the mandates away. Okay.
Right.
And I don't even know how that would be possible considering all the exemptions that they actually take serious. I don't know how they get past that. I just don't. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, and yeah, that is a big problem. Yeah, a lot of people don't take barely anything serious.
Well, I mean,
Unfortunately,
it is
unfortunately,
definitely.
nobody's taking anything serious. I mean, we can't sit here and talk till we have gray hair. I don't think anybody actually listening or they do their own research to let their eyes get open. I don't know. I feel like they are all on drugs. They are living in between ground and clouds. I don't know, but
I don't put anything past anybody
yeah,
these
I'm
days.
just done. I'm just done with this. We are getting together bullshit, because that's not going to happen. Um,
No.
3 years have passed. Hey, if they really want, if the people really wanted to do something, they would have done it already. Okay. I
Yeah.
don't think that's going to happen. I just give up on that part. Like, for real, I don't think we're gonna do a damn thing. Everybody is scared, and I don't comply stuff. Yeah, when your job is involved in it, and your income is involved in this, and you have to feed your family and all this, they basically got our balls. You know, either you do what we say, or we cut your salary. That's the way I see it.
Well,
Unless you are really like self-sufficient, you got your own land and you're growing your own food, and you are not you don't need the green paper. Now that's something completely different. But I don't think any of us is that type of prepared.
Well, there's might be a couple. I don't
Yeah,
know, you know.
not everyone, but I'm sure there are some, but I don't think majority of the people are like that.
Right. Because I mean, even if you have your
In
own
big cities
business, Pete,
and everything. Say that again.
even if you have your own business, I mean, if
Yeah,
you got any type of contracts or, they could
right.
go so many different angles with that, you know?
Yeah. Did you actually hear about the home insurance?
No, what about it now?
63% of homeowners cannot pay their home insurance. Okay, which means when you're sitting in a home and you're paying your mortgages, your house will be taken away. You cannot stay in the house without home insurance. That's law.
Well, I mean, I can say like being a renter, my insurance has went up $10 this year a month.
Mm.
Actually,
Yeah, well,
9 to be exact.
right. I mean, for some people, maybe in the beginning it was different, but with this inflation, maybe it didn't affect into their financial lifestyle, and maybe they are living under budget and they can't afford doing anything else, and they cannot pay their insurance anymore. I really don't know, but I was reading an article about that
Oh,
too. They were saying that 63% of the population cannot pay their home insurance, and
wow.
their homes will be taken away. I mean, I can't imagine that because that's their plan. They're trying to take everything from you. Remember, by 2030, you're gonna be butt naked and you're gonna be smiling like a cookie.
My God, smiling like a cookie. That's a good one. Hi, Tim. I haven't heard that one yet.
Well, that's the German one.
It's a German
So
one.
so yeah, this is gonna be ridiculous. I mean, sooner or later, people are not gonna have anything. I found just I was on my Facebook the other day, and then I saw like an ad saying, reselling repossessed vehicles. We don't check on credit. We check how long you are on your job and what your financial situation looks like, and this is what it's based on in order to purchase a vehicle. I'm like, oh my God, I have never heard that. Are you trying to buy something that is not based on your damn credit?
Yeah, no kidding.
So things are changing, that's for sure. But
Well, yeah,
it's
I agree.
happy.
I don't know how many people. Okay, 2 years ago, I could tell you I had a savings account 2 years ago, but it
Mhm.
is non existent as of right now.
Right,
I've had to spend it, it's gone.
right.
So,
I mean, over half of the population don't even have $500 in their savings. Let's be real.
yeah. Oh, no, I wish. I wish I could say that. There's no
Everybody,
way.
everybody is living on the edge right now.
For real.
Yeah,
And even thinking about, I was telling my kid, like, oh my God, I'm going to have to go to all these. I'm going to have to spend $100 here, 50 there. Like I
right.
have to be very careful at
Yeah,
how I disperse my money.
right. Yeah, you have to really think about it 3 times before you spend only 100 cents.
And it's like takeout for me, like that's
Yeah,
something exquisite. Okay. Even McDonald's at this point, like that's a treat. I
right.
just can't afford it.
You know, I don't know if you know Drew Brewski. He's a YouTuber too. He travels all around the world. And he said what can 10 US dollar. What can you buy with 10 US dollar in Iran, right? And then he's going to Iran, and he's a redhead, he got red hair. He goes there and he said, look, I'm buying this, I'm buying this, I'm buying this, I'm buying this. You could never do that in America.
Yeah.
Uh, and we are sitting here and struggling, I was just thinking to myself, oh my God, what are we going to do? Yeah, here, because the inflation over there and their currency dropped drastically down. So, with $10,000, you are the king in Iran right now. That's how bad it is. Um, but
Well,
but we are
but
here and we don't know what's going to happen next, and everything is keep going up. This inflation haven't stopped yet. This is keep going higher. They're even talking about by the end of next month, gas prices supposed to go back up again too. So, but I mean, yeah, it's normal when oil prices go up, everything else goes up.
Pete, I have two family members right now. One is
Mhm,
70, the other one is 74,
mhm.
and neither one of them will retire because they are scared to death to live on one check a month.
Right.
So, even with their houses paid for, okay, they cannot fathom one check a month. I mean, of course, it's a little bit different for they even have spouses with pensions and, Social Security, but I literally have two of them still working under the guise of I can't
Yeah,
quit
like
because what
like
if
like my country, like in Iran, it's like that. There are I have well, it's not my uncle, it's my auntie's husband. Uh, he maybe his uncle, whatever, but he's like 82, okay, and he's a surgeon.
oh
He's
god,
still working. He's still working. Uh, he said, "Yeah, I
jeez.
cannot retire right now." He's 82.
I guess there's no stopping until you croak. I mean, that's
Um,
that's why
and I think America is heading that direction too. But at the same time, I think this social security, or retirement or so, you're not really 100% secure with it either. The stories that I have heard, that people have lost their social security and stuff like that. I really don't know. I don't know. I don't know what people are gonna do. I really don't know. But
yeah, it's definitely crazy. I don't know either. All I can do is go day to day, or I'll drive myself crazy worrying about it.
I mean, this is worse. I hear that people talking about be strong and have your have your firearms ready and this and that. I think it's better to die in war than to die of starving. That's what I think. I
Oh yeah,
think
starvation is
I
a
think
hell of a
starving to
battle.
death is the worst way of dying.
Yeah, I can't imagine for real.
You
That
know?
just sounds miserable. Well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna listen from the. I'm
that
gonna
is
listen.
crazy.
It is
Yeah.
definitely. Thanks for letting me up, Pete. I'm gonna listen
Oh,
from the
anytime,
chat.
anytime. I'm glad that you came up and I could talk to you a little bit and see how you're doing.
Well,
Oh,
and I think
before
it's
you go, let me tell you this.
okay.
60% of the water is the no 60% of the country is running out of water, right? So there's this guy. His name is Moses. He's from Chicago, actually. He invented a machine, right? How he can produce water out of air. Um, you should look him up on on YouTube. It is amazing what he has invented. That helps a lot of people, especially a lot of poor countries who don't have water, who live in desert or whatever. It is run by solar, and you can use it anywhere you go.
What's his name?
Moses.
I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah, check him out for sure. All
Okay.
right.
Well,
All
take care,
right.
Pete. Tell
Yeah,
Patricia
you too.
hi.
Yeah, I will. I will.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye
Okay.
bye.
Yeah, so that is what's going on. Let me see if I have it here actually, or if I can find it. I dropped you the link so you can see it. Let's see, where was it again? Water machine. There you go. I found it. There you go. Yeah, let me pause this very quick and then drop you the link so you can check this out. It's an amazing story actually. Um, there you go. If they tie the job mandates to government checks to necessary, then a lot of people are going to be greatly harmed. Yeah, that is true. I mean, I don't know. I was looking into that. I understand some of you guys uh, disagree with that, or wouldn't do it or whatever. But so far in 2022, okay, 9 million Americans have considered moving overseas. And hey, and you can't blame them. When you cannot afford cost of living anymore. Yeah, that's pretty much what you're gonna do. You're gonna go somewhere where you can afford it. Just like it's not different than oh, you are in California, you cannot afford living there anymore. Oh, what do? Yeah, you move to Louisiana, Texas, or New Mexico, or somewhere else. So that's what people are going to consider doing. But it's just crazy that the numbers that I saw, like 4.6 million in 2019, 3.2 million in 2020, then 2.8 million in 2021, and then 9 million in 2022. So that's a big number. But at the same time, when people do consider to leave, that will affect the government. There's nobody there to pay taxes. So I don't know what they're gonna do about that. But at the same time, I heard that if you do move out of the country, you still have to pay taxes to the U.S. Like you are still our slave or something like that. I think that's just really crazy. And I'm glad I'm not citizen to say that. I'm glad I'm not citizen because I ain't gonna do that, man. That's just crazy. You're moving to a different country. Let's say you move to France, right? So now you have to pay taxes in France, but then America says, hey, wait a minute, aren't you American citizen? Well, you need to pay us taxes too. So what are you going to live on then? That's just insane. I don't know, but yeah, things are gonna get really ridiculous pretty soon. When we're gonna see more mass layoffs, when we're gonna see uh, they, I don't know, they might gonna even do that. I mean, it's not gonna bother them to, you know, um, shut down businesses again because they've been printing money anyway. So they don't mind um, giving you a ridiculous $1,400 stimulus check again. I guess I mean, they've been giving Ukraine billions of dollars. I'm sure they can afford giving you 1,400. So that's just my opinion. That's the way I see it. But anyway, I can't even read your name. You wrote it in Arabic, Mr. Habibi. I don't know what your name is, but thanks for coming. Daniel, Jason, Tim, Kelly, Papi. Thank you for being here. Stay safe. God bless. And as always, 300 out, out.